Do you feel like you have tried everything to listen to your body, but it hasn't worked? Maybe you're trying to let go of food rules, but you feel so out of control. That's you, then get ready because I am about to tell you about a story that is going to change all of that and help you become an intuitive eating pro. In this video, I'm gonna tell you about what I call the chocolate cake incident. It's not a story that I'm necessarily proud of, but it's gonna help you understand exactly why intuitive eating maybe hasn't worked for you, or if you haven't yet hit the ground running, it's going to help you bypass the huge number of missteps that I made. And unfortunately, I also see a lot of other people making these same missteps when trying to eat with no food rules. Now, this is something that happened to me when I was trying to get rid of my food rules and stop dieting and become an intuitive eater. This was not an enjoyable experience to say the least, but it is what has allowed me to realize the true secret sauce of actually being able to listen to your body. This is now what I teach step by step to my clients inside of the society. And I wanted to share that not so glamorous story with you today so that hopefully you can bypass a lot of the stress, anxiety, and frustrations that I experienced when I was first starting this whole process. Now, before we get into it, I want to let you know about something. If you are watching this video because you want to learn more about how to honor your hunger and your fullness cues to avoid endless eating and bottomless binges, or maybe because you want to know how to regulate your food intake, sans, calorie counters, meal plans, or measuring spoons, then you're in luck. I'm going to teach you all of this in a live training. Now, if you've ever been to one of my live trainings before, you know I'm spilling all of the tea in these trainings and I do not hold back. I do not like to waste time. So in this masterclass, we're going to go over exactly how to avoid overeating and undereating for good. No more ping-ponging back and forth between the two. We're going to go over why you want to eat even when you're not feeling hungry and maybe your mind does not stop obsessing over food. We're gonna go over why you want to eat past fullness even when you know you're full, like cleaning that plate of pasta even though you know the button on your pants is probably ready to pop. And then we're gonna go over why it's important to think about what foods you're eating to ensure that you stay nice and full and satisfied from your meal. Gentle nutrition does play a role in our hunger and fullness. I'm gonna share more about how exactly you can join this free training after I tell you this little chocolate cake incident story, so be sure to stick around to the end to see that. Right now you can sign up for this training absolutely free, but it is only for a limited time. You seriously do not want to miss this. This is probably the most requested topic that I've ever talked about, and you're gonna get an official invite at the end of this video. Okay, but first, I have to tell you about this whole chocolate cake incident. So when I first decided that I was going to let go of my food rules and become an intuitive eater, I didn't really have a plan. My plan was simply to eat. And here's what happened. So I was in college and I came across this chocolate cake. And I thought, cool, I can eat this now, so I'm going to. I took myself a fork to that cake and I ate some. And then I ate some more. And then the whole thing was gone. The whole thing. At this time, I felt so ashamed and broken, and I felt like, can I even do intuitive eating? Honestly, I didn't want to do it if that's what it was going to be like. I felt so sick. But ultimately, I thought I'd try harder next time to be more intuitive, and I'd quote unquote do better. Same thing happened with the ice cream, the pizza, the cookies. I was at my wit's end, and I was ready to call it quits. Having food rules almost felt better than the endless binge eating. Now, this went on for a little while until I realized something just wasn't working. And maybe I went too fast? I was absolutely right. The reason I ate the entire chocolate cake, the entire cookies, all of the slices of pizza was because I hadn't yet refueled my body after dieting. I hadn't gotten in touch with my hunger and fullness cues, and I hadn't addressed the biological side of things that my body needed in order to function properly. And as a result, of course, I wouldn't know how to stop eating those previously restricted foods. I had had two causes for the magnetic pull towards food that I was feeling. My body needed to make up energy and regain its hunger and fullness cues, and my mind saw the food as quote unquote bad, so psychologically that caused me to eat more. So think about it. How can we sit down to a food that we used to have food rules around and know when to stop eating if we haven't learned how to listen to our body's cues? We can't, right? We're kind of setting ourselves up for failure. This is why I always teach my clients how to get their body back to a place where they're actually having strong, trustworthy hunger and fullness cues to listen to, so that when we do get to breaking food rules, they have something to listen to. Right? The biological side of things will always win, okay? This is how the human body works. You can do all of the work on telling yourself cake isn't bad, but if your body isn't getting the amount of consistent energy and the different macronutrients that it needs, you're gonna be driven to eat the chocolate cake regardless, right? You're like a moth heading to a flame. So take the time to really work on getting back in touch with your body. This is something that you'll hear me to refer as body attunement. Whether you have been restrictive, you'd struggle with mostly overeating, or maybe both, we have to work on the attunement piece first. This will make breaking your food rules feel way easier and less frustrating. Now, as tempting as it is to go to the store and stock your pantry on day number 1 of deciding to become an intuitive eater, that's not what I'm gonna suggest. This is typically too overwhelming for most people, and it really causes you to wind up having that, what I call my chocolate cake incident, happen. Now, this does not mean that you can't enjoy chocolate cake while you are working through this phase of body attunement, that side of things. You absolutely can, and I want you to enjoy life, right? But it just means that we aren't making breaking the food rules our main focus. Still, go out for the ice cream run when you want to, order the latte with extra whipped cream. You have permission to do all of those things. But remember, biology is always going to win, so we need to focus on that. As I teach my clients, baby steps are many times the key to sustainable, long-term intuitive eating success. That's the secret sauce, you guys. Break the process up, okay, into the biological side of things and the psychological side of things. Now, if you are a little lost on how to exactly do that, don't worry. I've got your back with that free training. I'm gonna go into so much detail on how to do that. Like I've said, in this training, I'm spilling all of the tea, and I don't hold back. I don't waste time. My guess is that you're fed up with diet culture and you're really wanting to find food freedom, and maybe you've dabbled in this yourself a little bit, but you're wondering if this whole idea of not having food rules can really work for you. To be able to eat in a way that feels good, both mentally and physically, with no restrictions. To be able to have the donuts on the counter and not obsess over them or binge eat them, but instead to eat them without guilt and in a way that makes us feel good. To be able to want to eat veggies and not view them as a diety food. But most importantly, you're hoping to get your life back so that you can live in the moment and create memories without obsessing over food or being MIA because of a food coma. The intuitive eating movement, you guys, is absolutely exploding. And after trying to dip your toes into the water long enough, if you are ready to learn more, to wade a little bit deeper, I've got you. Maybe you've been trying to listen to your hunger and fullness cues for a while without actually feeling like you are getting it, right? You're not honoring your hunger cues, you're always eating past fullness. Maybe you are consistently eating all of the cookies. Maybe you have your own chocolate cake incident and you're ready to get a play-by-play of how to do that. Again, that's exactly what I'm showing you in this free hunger and fullness masterclass. So on this masterclass, this is what I'm going to go over exactly. How to avoid over and under eating. No more ping-ponging back and forth between the two. Why you eat even when you are not necessarily feeling hungry, right? Maybe your mind just does not stop obsessing over food. Why you want to eat past fullness even if you know you're full, like cleaning that plate of pasta even though you know the button on your pants is ready to pop. And we're gonna go over why it's important to think about what foods you are eating to ensure that you stay nice and full and satisfied from your meal. Like I said, gentle nutrition absolutely does play a role in your hunger and fullness cues. It is going to be so amazing, you guys, and if you are wanting to listen to your body but don't totally know how to do it, it's going to be the training that you do not want to miss. It's going to be incredible. Now, this is probably the best training I've put together, you guys, and I have years of experience in this non-diet space and really have figured out a structured roadmap for you to follow to actually be able to let go of your food rules while still eating in a way that makes you feel good mentally and physically. If you've seen other people finding food freedom, whether it's in your own life or people that you follow on Instagram, you know how much joy it can bring. And I want that for you. So right now, this training is absolutely free, but it's only for a limited time. Put it in your calendar. If you sign up and forget to attend, you are gonna wanna throw a little bit of a temper tantrum, seriously, and we don't want that. So make sure you reserve your spot and put it on your calendar. Go to the description of this video, save your seat for the training. Like I said, we do have a capacity in the room. And like I said, this is only going to be free for a limited amount of time. So take advantage of it, you guys. I'm giving you all of the details that you need to know. And if you can't make it live, don't worry. As long as you're signed up, I'm gonna send you the replay. Okay, I cannot wait to see you there. Be sure to leave a comment on this video if you did sign up so I can keep an eye out for you on the training. And take a second right now, seriously, sign up. We all know things get busy. We'll say we'll do it later and we just don't. Also, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, be sure to do so. Hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video is uploaded, which is every single Thursday. So with that, you guys, I will see you back next week with another video, and I hope to see you on that training. Thank you guys for being a part of this community. I hope this video was helpful to you, and I hope it's helpful, and I hope it helps you avoid your own chocolate cake incident. Okay, I'll see you next week and on that training.